If you came looking for a TicketsCAD download for Windows and could not find one, you did not miss it. There isn't one, and I want to explain why before we start, because it makes everything after this make sense. Most Windows programs are a single file you double-click. TicketsCAD is different. It is a web application, the same kind of thing as your webmail or your bank's website. It runs in a browser. So instead of installing a program, we are going to run a very small web server on your own computer and then put TicketsCAD on it. Once that is done, you will open Chrome or Edge, go to an address, and there it is. That sounds harder than it is. There are 5 steps. It is all free, and I am going to do every one of them with you. If you have never used a command prompt or a database in your life, you are exactly who this video is for. Set aside about 30 minutes. We are installing 2 things. The first is called XAMPP. Think of it as the engine. It is a free bundle that includes 3 pieces. A web server called Apache, which hands pages to your browser. A database called MariaDB, which is where all your incidents, units, and people get stored. And PHP, which is the language TicketsCAD is written in. You do not need to understand any of those 3. You just need them running. The second thing is TicketsCAD itself, which is the part you actually use. The dispatch screens, the map, the roster. So XAMPP is the engine, and TicketsCAD is the vehicle built on it. We install the engine first, then drop TicketsCAD in, then connect them together. That last part, connecting them, is the only step where you will type anything unusual, and I will spell out every character. Open your browser and go to apachefriends.org. That is the official home of XAMPP. Download the Windows version. It is the big obvious button. It is around 150 megabytes, so give it a minute. When it finishes, run the installer. 2 things may interrupt you, and both are completely normal. First, Windows may ask, do you want to allow this app to make changes to your device? That is user account control. Click yes. Second, if you have antivirus running, you might get a warning that an installer is starting. That is also expected. XAMPP is a well-known, widely used package. When the installer asks where to put it, except the default, which is C:\XAMPP, please do not change that path. Everything else in this video assumes it, and if you put it somewhere else, the commands later will not match. For the component list, leave everything ticked. Click Next through the rest and let it install. It takes a couple of minutes. When it finishes, you get the XAMPP control panel. This little window is how you turn the engine on and off, and you will come back to it every time you want to use TicketsCAD. You will see a list of modules. We only care about the top 2, Apache and MySQL. Click Start next to Apache. Then click Start next to MySQL. After a second or 2, each name gets highlighted in green and you will see numbers appear in the port column. Green means running. Now let us prove it. Open your browser and type localhost. Just the word localhost. No www, nothing else. And press Enter. You should get the XAMPP welcome page. If you see that, congratulations. You are running a web server. One common snag. If Apache refuses to start and the log mentions port 80, that means something else on your PC has already claimed it. The usual culprits are Skype or a program called IIS. The quickest fix is to quit that program and click Start Again. There is a link in the description for the port 80 fix if you hit it. Now for TicketsCAD itself. Go to github.com/openizes/TicketsCAD and click Releases on the right-hand side. Releases are the official tested versions. Take the newest one at the top and underneath it, click Source Code. The zip one. Do not be put off by the words Source Code. For this application, that download is the program. Save it. Now open your Downloads folder and find the zip. Right-click it and choose Extract All, then Extract. You will get a folder with a long name, like TicketsCAD-4.0.2. 2 small but important things. First, rename that folder to just TicketsCAD. All one word, all lowercase, no version numbers. Second, move it into C:\XAMPP/htdocs. That htdocs folder is special. It is the one place Apache will serve pages from. Anything you put in htdocs becomes reachable in your browser. So when we are done, this folder becomes the address localhost/TicketsCAD. When you are finished, you should have a path that reads exactly c:\examp\htdocs\TicketsCAD. And inside it, you should see files like index.php and readme.md. Next, we make the empty database. Think of it as the filing cabinet TicketsCAD will put everything into. Right now, it does not exist, so we create it, and it starts out completely empty. TicketsCAD will build all of the drawers inside it for us in the next step. In your browser, go to localhost/phpMyAdmin. This tool came with XAMPP. It looks busy, but we only need one screen. Click the Databases tab at the top. You will see a box that says Create Database. Type the name, TicketsCAD. Again, all lowercase, one word, exactly matching the folder name so you do not confuse yourself later. Next to it, there is a drop-down for something called collation. Choose the one called UTF-AEM-B4_Unicode_CI. That just controls how text and accented characters are sorted. If you cannot find it, leaving the default will still work. Click Create. The name appears in a list on the left with nothing inside it. That is exactly right. Empty is what we want. Now we tell TicketsCAD how to reach that database. This is the one step where you edit a file, and it is 5 short lines. Open your TicketsCAD folder and find the file called config.example.php. Copy it, paste it in the same folder, and rename the copy to just config.php. Keep the original. The example file is your backup if you ever need to start over. Right-click config.php, choose Open With, and pick Notepad. Near the top, you will see a database section. Here is what each line becomes. Leave DB host as localhost. Set DB user to root, in quotes. Set DB path to nothing at all. 2 single quotes with no space between them. That is because a fresh XAMPP has no database password on your own machine. Set DB name to TicketsCAD, the database you just created. And a little further down, set base URL to http://localhost/TicketsCAD. 3 warnings, because these are exactly what trip people up. Keep the single quotes around every value. Keep the semicolon at the end of every line. And do not add spaces inside the quotes. Save the file and close Notepad. A word about that empty password. It is fine here because this install is only reachable from your own computer. If you ever put TicketsCAD on a real server that other people can reach, you must set a proper database password and turn on HTTPS. There is a link in the description covering that. Last setup step, we need to run 2 commands. If a black window with white text makes you nervous, that is normal. It is just a way of telling the computer to do one specific thing, and I will give you the exact text. Click Start, type CMD, and open Command Prompt. Type this and press Enter. CD, space, then c:/epe/eapdocs/TicketsCAD. That moves you into the TicketsCAD folder. You will see the folder path change on the left. Now the first command. Type c:\examp\php/php.exe, then a space, then tools\install_fresh.php. Press Enter. This is TicketsCAD building all of its tables inside that empty database. Lines will scroll past for anywhere from a few seconds to a minute. When it stops, you want a summary at the bottom that reports applied steps and no failures. Now, this is the single most common place to get stuck, so listen for it. If instead you see a wall of red text repeating, DB connection failed, nothing is broken, and you have not lost anything, it means the database details in config.php do not match. Go back and check 3 things. That DB name says TicketsCAD. That DB user says root. And that DB path is 2 quotes with nothing between them. Save and run the command again. It is completely safe to run as many times as you need. Second command, and this one gives you your login. Type the same php.exe path, space, tools\create_admin.php, space, --username equals admin, space, --email equals, and then your own email address. It prints a username and a temporary password. Copy that password somewhere safe right now. It is shown once, and it cannot be recovered. If you lose it, you can run this command again with a different username. That is the install done. Let us log in. In your browser, go to localhost/TicketsCAD. You will land on a TicketsCAD sign-in page, enter admin as the username, and paste that temporary password. TicketsCAD will immediately ask you to set a permanent password of your own. That is deliberate, so that a temporary password never stays in use. Choose a real one and save it. And there is your dashboard. It is empty, and it should be. This is a brand new system with no data in it. From here, the natural first moves are to add your units under units, add the kinds of calls you run under settings and incident types, and add your people under roster. If the page loads but looks like plain unstyled text with no colors or boxes, that almost always means the folder did not end up directly inside htdocs. Check that path again. Before we go further, let us cover the 4 things most likely to go wrong, because knowing the fix in advance turns a dead end into a 2-minute detour. Problem 1. You go to localhost/TicketsCAD and the browser says the site cannot be reached, or shows a not found error. That is almost always one of 2 things. Either Apache is not running, so open the XAMPP control panel and check it is green, or the folder name does not match what you typed. Remember, it must be exactly TicketsCAD all lowercase, sitting directly inside htdocs. Problem 2. The page loads, but it is completely blank, or it looks like plain text with no colors, no boxes, and no menus. Plain, unstyled text means your browser found the pages, but not the styling files, which almost always means the folder is nested 1 level too deep. Look inside your TicketsCAD folder. You should see index.php sitting right there. If instead you see another folder with the version number in its name, you have a folder inside a folder. Move the inner one up and you are done. Problem 3. You get a database error. Open the XAMPP control panel and confirm MySQL is green, because Apache and MySQL are started separately and it is easy to start only one. If MySQL is running, recheck the 3 values in config.php. And problem 4. You lost the temporary password before you logged in. That is not a disaster. Run the create admin command again with a different username, and you will get a fresh password for the new account. Now, a freshly installed dispatch system is a bit like a brand new notebook. It works perfectly and it is completely blank. So let us spend a few minutes on the 3 things worth setting up first, because they are what turn an empty screen into something your team can actually use on a callout. Those 3 are your units, your incident types, and your people. Start with your units. A unit is anything you dispatch and track: an engine, an ambulance, a radio operator, a CERT team. This is the units page where you add and manage them. Give each one a short name, the kind of thing you would actually say on the radio, and mark it available so it can be assigned to calls. Next, incident types, the kinds of calls you run. This one is worth extra attention because each incident type can carry its own protocol text, the short script a dispatcher reads to the caller. Here are 2 of them, a structure fire and a chest ping call, each with its own severity and color. The protocol you write is what lets a brand new volunteer read the very same words your most experienced member would have used. And here is the new incident form where it all comes together. You choose the incident type, type the address, and your available units are right there to assign to the call. That is the heart of dispatch, and it is worth creating a practice call or 2 of your own before you ever do it for real. You cannot break anything. It is your system, so explore freely. 2 housekeeping points that will save you a headache later. First, TicketsCAD only works while Apache and MySQL are running. They do not start by themselves when Windows starts, unless you tell them to. So if you reboot and the page will not load, that is the first thing to check. Second, your data does not live in the TicketsCAD folder. It lives in the database. So if you ever copy the folder somewhere as a backup, understand that you have backed up the program, not your incidents. And updating, when a newer version comes out, is pleasantly boring. Download the new release the same way, replace the files in your TicketsCAD folder, but keep your own config.php. Then run that same install fresh command again. It is written to be safe to rerun. It looks at what your database already has, adds only what is new, and leaves your incidents alone. Take a backup first, from the settings page, and you have got nothing to lose. Quick recap of what you just built. A web server, a database, TicketsCAD installed into it, and an admin account of your own. 2 honest limitations of this setup. First, it is reachable only from this computer. That is a sensible way to learn it, and putting it on a network for your whole team is a separate job with real security steps. Second, 2 optional extras, phone push notifications, and the Zello and DMR radio features need 1 additional installation step that we deliberately skipped today to keep things simple. Everything else works. One thing that catches almost everyone once. Apache and MySQL need to be running for TicketsCAD to load. If you restart your PC and the page will not open the XAMPP control panel and press Start on those too. If something did not work, open an issue on the GitHub page. Anyone with a free GitHub account can, and a clear description of where you got stuck is genuinely helpful. There is a full playlist of TicketsCAD videos linked below. Thanks for watching, and welcome to TicketsCAD